welcome back to the channel, beautiful beings. This is Mackenzie Kellier, also known as Mother Hummingbird in the internet realms. And today when I was at the grocery store, I found this sticker. There was a bunch of stacks of stickers at the checkout line, and this was the last hummingbird left. So, I had to go ahead and grab that guy. Anyways, today's video is all about discipline over motivation and how I stay disciplined in my life, even as a mother chasing a toddler and going to school and working and all of the things, how I remain disciplined in my practices whilst the shitstorm that is life, essentially. Yeah, so something that's been hugely impactful in my life lately is I went on Barnes & Noble and I ordered the disc set of Atomic Habits, which is, in my opinion, one of the best books ever for anyone who's trying to establish better habits in their life. And the reason why I got it in a pack of CDs is because I have to be realistic with my life. If I were to order a book and have a book come to my house, that book is going to sit on the shelf because I am a toddler mom. So I'm constantly running around and chasing a toddler. The only time that I have to myself is when he is napping or in bed at nighttime, and those time frames are directly for studying for school only. So I had to be realistic and be like, okay, how am I actually realistically going to listen to this book? Obviously get the CDs. So I got the CDs, and they have honestly rewritten so many scripts that I've had in my mind, so many patterns that I've been patterning in for so long. And I'm just going to kind of give a brief rundown of what some of those things are for me and how it helps me structure my life better. First thing is habit bundling. So for me, I have to bundle my habits to make them happen. So essentially, say for example, going to the gym, and I'm going to keep using that example probably throughout this video because that's a huge thing that people want to do, right? Is be consistent in the gym. Now, the way that I do that is I have my son, right? I have to schedule him in the daycare at the gym. So what I do is I make sure every day, the day before, I call and I schedule him for a time slot in the daycare. Now, since I have done that, I am going to go. You know what I mean? Because it would be more of a hassle for me to call and cancel, because you're supposed to call and cancel if you're not going to come, than to just not go, you know. So anyways, my point is I call and I schedule that time for him in the daycare. So it's just a non-negotiable at that point. I'm going to the gym. Now, there are other errands that I usually have to run in town, right? So I habit bundle. If I need to go to the grocery store, if I need to go get gas, yada, 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 get cat food, whatever it is, I bundle those things together to make it more streamlined. So say, for example, the only time slot available at the daycare was 10:30 to 11:30. All right, that's when I'm going to town. So I'll go into town, run my errands, understanding that at 10:30 I have to be at the gym, and then I go to the gym. And another way that I do things is I kind of bundle them together like that, but also I treat things as if they're my job. If you just didn't show up to your job, you wouldn't get paid. You'd probably get fired. So that's kind of how I treat things in my life. Say for school, for example, I treat that as a job. I treat my assignments as a job where I'm clocking in. I treat the gym as if it's a job where I am clocking in. Even on my stories, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I'll literally post on my stories a lot of times clocking out at the gym once I'm done, because I literally view these things as my job, as non-negotiables. Yes, so that's the major first thing, is habit bundling. Put things together. And a huge thing that they talk about in Atomic Habits is say for example, if you're a Netflix binger, okay, you can even have one of those sit down bikes that go in front of your couch, and you can habit bundle. Say you're trying to burn more calories so that you're on a weight loss journey or whatever, but you're a Netflix binger. Only allow yourself to watch Netflix if you're doing your little foot pedaling. It's habit bundling. Bundling things you have to do with things that you want to do. Like, okay, yes. That's like a huge thing. Like, if I go to the gym, then I can go and do this thing. A lot of times I go to the gym and then I go to the river afterward and cool off. That's something that I want to do, coupled with something that I have to do. But at this point in my journey, the habit has been so deeply ingrained at this point that I actually want to go to the gym. It's not something that I'm like having to like talk myself into anymore, because the habit is there. Now, if the habit's not quite there for you yet, habit bundling is a good thing for you to do. You could say, oh, if I go to the gym, then I get to do this thing afterward, or, bundle it with the other things that you have to do in your day anyway. Make it a non-negotiable. Another thing that I have totally implemented in my life from Atomic Habits is curating my environment to make it something that it makes it easy for my habits to form. So for example, I only like cold protein shakes. I only like ice water too, but that's besides the point. I only like cold protein shakes. So what I do is I make sure that my refrigerator is stocked with protein shakes cartons in my fridge that are already cold. That way when I open my fridge and I'm looking for a snack, the easiest and quickest thing to grab is a cold protein shake. It's the path of least resistance. But if you open your fridge and you went grocery shopping and bought a bunch of junk food, and that's the first thing that's in your fridge that you see, your brain is going to always pick the easiest and most convenient thing. So you have to curate your environment to supplement the life that you want. So if you want to drink more protein because you're trying to hit macros, because you're trying to grow muscle, because you're trying to lose fat, make sure that the protein shakes are easily accessible. And the reason why I get the cartons ones is because it makes it easier. If I buy the bag of powdered protein, and I know this sounds hella lazy, I am less likely to drink it because it's in a bag somewhere up in my cupboard. I have to get it out, scoop it out, put it in a thing. But if I just open my fridge and there's a cold carton right there, I'm grabbing it. You got to make your habits easier and right in your face. Another example that the Atomic Habits book uses is, instead of having like a container of cookies on your counter, have a bowl of fruit. When you're hungry for a snack, the easiest thing to grab is going to be an apple and not a cookie. You have to curate your environment. Because willpower is something that is fleeting. Motivation is something that is fleeting. And so you have to curate your environment to make the obvious choice be the easiest choice, and the choice that's going to put in a vote for the life you want and not put in a vote for the life that you don't want. Are you following? Okay, great. Another thing that I do is I have a water jug on my counter with a pump on it next to my ice maker, because I like ice water, like I said before. I always keep my vitamins and my supplements next to the ice machine and next to the water, because when I go to get my water and ice my water, my creatine's right there, my psyllium husk caps are right there, my iron, my everything that I take is right there. Another thing that I'll do is I'll keep them with me too. So I'll keep some in like the diaper bag. If I'm out and around town, I got my stuff with me. Oh, I just so happened to go get a bottle of water and my son's sleeping in the car. I guess I'll just take him because I have him. You got to make things easier for yourself, I just keep vitamins and supplements in easy areas that I am more likely to take them. If that's your nightstand, whatever it is, I believe you should put them in the areas of like the places that you go often, that like, you go to get your water in your house by your ice maker and your water station. You get where I'm going with this. You have to curate your environment to suit the goals that you have. Okay? Because say for example, if you're trying to lose weight and you have a dozen delicious chocolate chip cookies sitting on the counter, you are making it harder on yourself. So just don't even bring that kind of stuff in your house if that's your goal. Now I know it's my goal because one of my main prerogatives in my life is becoming the fittest and healthiest version of myself that I possibly can, not only for me and my longevity in my life, but also so that I can be the mom to my son that I want to be, you know, an active mom, someone that, you know, if he runs away from me, I can catch him in 2 fucking seconds because I'm quick as fuck, because my cardio be up, okay, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's just my priorities. Really plug and play whatever it is in your life, you know, you just have to make things more accessible to yourself. The third and last thing that I want to talk about is like how you identify yourself. If you identify yourself with someone who like isn't a runner, you're more than likely not ever going to run. If you identify yourself as someone who like doesn't like to read, you're never going to pick up a book. But there's a point in your life where if you're really serious about your goals, you have to low-key get a little bit delusional. And this is what I have literally done in my life. I have convinced myself that I like school, to the point where I am actually excited to do my homework assignments because I'm curious what prompts my teacher has given me this week, and I'm actually curious to learn. So like, you have to actually convince yourself that you are the person that you want to be. You have to convince yourself that you are an athletic person, that you are an athlete, you are a runner. If your goal is to get fit, if your goal is to get a degree, you have to convince yourself that you enjoy school. Like, if you are that serious, it's going to require a little bit of delusion to change who you literally are so that you can do the things that you, have goals towards. So, if your goal is to be a more chill mom, you're going to have to start identifying with someone who, you know, has a calm and cool nervous system. That is something that I've had to do. You know, I take my ashwagandha, I take the things, you know, my magnesium at night before I go to bed. I take my supplements that I know will make me be more calm. I do my practices that will make me be more calm. Like when I take them to the gym and I do my workout, I'll sit in the sauna for a while and just chill out. I curate a chill experience for myself so that I can then be a chill mom. See what I mean? You got to curate your environment. You have to convince yourself that you are the person that you want to be, because if you're constantly believing old storylines, you're going to stay in that timeline. That's all I have for you guys today. Just a little motivational video. Although I don't really believe in motivation, I believe in devotion. We should be devoted toward ourselves and our families in a way that makes it the easy and obvious choice to want to change our habits. And if you guys liked learning, you know, some of the little things about the Atomic Habits book, I know they have it on Amazon, but I just bought it directly from Barnes & Noble, the discs. I think it was like $14 for like all 5 discs. Pretty cheap. It's a really good book, so I recommend that book. And also, with all this being said, don't forget to be easy on yourself. You know, if you've lived all of your life in one habit, you're not just going to change overnight. So be chill with yourself as you're, you know, just changing timelines. Sometimes it takes a minute, you know. Yeah, I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, or at least got something out of it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'm going to have a video coming out soon as I am nearing the end of my first term back in college. I'm going to give you guys a little recap, and going into fall, I'm going to be taking 15 credits, the most credits I've ever taken before in my life. So there's going to be a video coming out about that soon. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.